Hi everybody, this is the Math 30-1 Trig 2 review. This is question 3F, and we're just looking for restrictions on the variables. Okay, and so to do that we look at the denominator, or because we're considering trig functions here, we're looking for cotangent, tangent, cosecant, secant, because those trig functions have their own restrictions. But that's not the case in this one right here. There's none of that reciprocal identities or the tangent or cotangent here. So we're just going to look at the denominator. So what we're going to do here is we have the restriction that we cannot allow the denominator to go to 0. Now, this particular little equation, or inequation we might call it, this can be a little confusing when you first look at it here. I know when I first saw this one, I looked at it and it looked so simple. I thought, well, it's obviously the answer is that I would do, and I stumbled on it totally. I had no idea what to do. It took me a little while to realize that the thing that you want to do here is, like, we're stuck because we got two different trig functions here. It would be easier if there was just one, but there's really no simple replacement that we can do for either sine or cosine here. But we can do this. I can bring that cosine over and say that that means the sine of x can't equal the cosine of x. And then what I might do is divide both sides by the cosine of x, and what that gets me on the right-hand side is just 1, but on the left-hand side, sine divided by cosine is tangent. That's a wonderful, wonderful transformation in this problem. So really, the issue here is we can't allow tangent to be equal to 1. Okay, well, what quadrants is tan positive in, first of all? Okay, well, I know that tangent is going to be positive, okay, in quadrants 1 and 3. And then I got to think about this a little bit. What reference angle goes with 1 and tangent? I think about that a little bit. My reference angle here is going to be 45 degrees. So now, and tangent is this beautiful function here because it repeats wonderfully every 180 degrees. So these two angles here are going to differ by 180. So I can summarize my answer quite quickly by saying, okay, x cannot be, or I guess, sorry, to be consistent, I really should do this with theta. Theta cannot be allowed to equal 45 degrees, and then I'm also going to exclude any multiple of 180 that we add or subtract to that. So where n is an element of the integers. And again, I use z for integers, okay, because that really is the more widely accepted symbol that we use for integers. So that's the restriction in this particular problem.